I tried to get in contact with her. She changed her number. She's been purposely keeping my daughter away from me
And why do you think that is?
so she can put me on child support.
Both parties are present. State's understanding is there's agreement as to current medical support, dental support, and child support. And then I believe that's where it ends. The state is asking for non-disclosure. I'm not sure what the party's position is, but the state's asking for it one way or the other. I believe mom is asking for sole managing conservatorship and supervised visitation. I believe there will be some testimony about a trespass warning issued by Harker Heights PD. There's disagreements about retro, which I guess if we're going to get into that, I can do testimony on that today. If not, I can save it for the next round. And it would be, I'm guessing it would be dental, medical, and child support retro because it's private coverage. So I believe that's it, Your Honor.
All right. Is Mr. Bryant still in the United States military?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right, then. I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you both as witnesses. I want to get some testimony from both of y'all, what your current circumstances are. The state said they asked me for non-disclosure. I need to find out whether or not, I understand there was a trespass, but that's not technically family violence. But I need to make sure that what those circumstances are. And as you notice in the last few hearings, I've been giving the children lawyers when those kind of things pop up, and there's probably an excellent chance that the child in this case is going to get a lawyer too. So let's get some basic testimony, and we can see where we're going to be coming back with this when after the child, if I'm going to appoint the child a lawyer, and see where we're going to come back to finalize this matter after the lawyers completed their investigation. If I decide to go ahead and appoint one. So at this time, I'll ask both of you to turn on your videos and raise your right hands, please. All right, do you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're gonna give this court today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
Yes.
All right, thank you both very much. You can put your hands down. I'm gonna go ahead and let the state call you both as individual witnesses. And I'll let the state find out. Real quick, sir, what city do you live in?
Parker Heights.
Ma'am, what city do you live in?
Parker Heights.
All right, good enough. We'll take it from there. You may proceed, Mr. Diamond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Call Graciela Ogita. Ma'am, will you state your full name?
Graciela Ogita.
All right. And who is the child the subject of this suit?
Alea Bryant.
All right. And is there any doubt as to who her father is?
No.
Who is her father?
Dante Bryant.
All right. Let's talk about. Are you and Mr. Bryant able to co-parent?
No.
Okay. And we'll get into the particulars in a minute, but when is Mr. Bryant exercise visitation regularly?
No.
How many times has he seen your daughter since she was born?
Roughly probably once a month or a couple months without seeing her, and then randomly. He's never had a set schedule.
Okay. But she knows who he is?
Kind of. She hasn't seen him in a long time. So
when's the last time he visited?
He showed up at one of her dentist appointments, but they haven't had an actual like visit and since probably summer.
Okay. And what have the visits consisted of? It's been a couple hours. Has he taken her for the weekend?
No, we don't do overnights just due to some of the things that have occurred previously. So we would do like park or the pool, you know, something like that.
Okay. All right. So what has occurred between you and Mr. Bryant?
We had the no trespass order at my previous address, and then previously we've had instances where he shows up to the house and kind of the scene.
And I'm sorry, I should have asked you a tighter question. Has he ever been violent with you?
Yes.
When was the first time he was violent with you?
When I was pregnant.
What happened?
he's just very verbally abusive. We argued a lot.
Okay. Was there any hands-on? Was there anything physical?
He put his
Hitting you or
hands on
threatening to
me,
hit
but
you?
Yes, threatened to hit me. Yes.
Okay. What did that look like, or what did that sound like?
Something along the lines, I should slap the out of you, or something like that.
Okay. Did he never do anything further to threaten you, like punch the wall right next where you're standing,
Yes.
make a gesture of?
Yes.
Okay. Has he ever actually put his hands on you?
No, he acted like he was going to, but he never actually put his hands on me.
Okay. So what was the worst threat that he's made?
He threatened to kill me and my daughter.
That's the daughter he has with you?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give a little more in depth? How did he say it?
It was more of in a text message. He said he was going to kill all three of us. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but it was along the lines of that.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Probably around, I honestly don't remember. It was a while ago, like when I first had her, probably 2020, 2021.
Okay. When's the last major threat that he's made?
Probably the beginning of 2023. I haven't really spoke to him.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that the only time he threatened to kill you or cause other serious physical harm, or have there been other times?
There's been other times.
Approximately how many times would you say he's threatened either with some sort of serious physical harm?
I don't know an exact number.
So one hand, two hands?
Probably more than two hands.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the trespass warning. When did that occur?
Honestly, I don't remember. I know it was August, probably August 2020-ish. I'm not really sure. I just know it was August timeframe.
Okay. And so what, and I'm sorry if I'm asking you to repeat yourself, but what happened that got you to call the police?
He showed up to my house unannounced, made a scene.
Okay, ma'am, this was right after the baby was born?
Yes.
Okay, so the baby was born in July, so you saying this took place in August?
Oh, I'm sorry, not August. Well, yeah, August.
All right, you may proceed.
Okay. And is that trespass warning still in effect?
No, we moved.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you feel safe with him having your address?
He already knows where I live, so yes.
Ma'am, did there charges against him for any of these items you allege he did?
No, I never did. No.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like the opportunity to move and he not know where you live? Maybe the better way of putting it, would you like that option?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about money. What do you do for health coverage for your daughter?
I have health coverage through my work.
Okay. And what do you pay a month for the medical coverage?
For her, about $400. It's pretty expensive through my job.
I'm sorry. So I have a number written down as 475. That's just for her. That's not for other dependents or other family members.
So that amount is actually for both of us combined for like 1 2-week period. So it'd be,
so 475 every 2 weeks. Okay. Have you thought about applying for Medicaid coverage for her? Because that's really going to be a lot of money for the reimbursement. I mean,
I don't qualify. Every time I apply, they told me I don't qualify.
Okay. I mean, because here's where I'm getting at. As I understand it, and I might be putting the cart before the horse. I have him making roughly $1,700 a month.
Okay.
So if he's having to he can get hit for up to 9% of that, but that's still 9% of that's still only $156. So you'd be looking at a serious chunk of change for the rest of that. You're looking at $300 a month just for her.
Yeah.
So if the court were to order Medicaid, is that something I can't imagine that would be denied unless you just make really good money.
She has diabetes, so they don't cover the things that she uses, as far as like her Omnipod and things like that. They won't cover it. So even if I were to get that, they would not pay for those things.
I see.
Yes,
Okay. All right. So you want to stick with the health coverage you have?
I do. Yes.
Okay. And then what do you pay for dental?
The exact number. One second here. Dental was $27.95.
And that's every 2 weeks for both you and baby?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So if the number I gave you for his gross income, the 1733 is that and 33 cents, is that a number you can agree with?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So the number that I'm probably going to be asking the court to use, and obviously the court doesn't have to use it, but the number as I understood it, he's making approximately $1,733.33 a month. So that would be the starting point as far as calculating the child support and the medical support. So I'm asking if that's a number you can agree with.
Okay.
Okay. Are you asking for retroactive support?
You can say that with Mr. Diamond. We're going to be coming back.
Yes, sir. And I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. All right, ma'am, I'll be back in just a moment. I'll go ahead and let you call the next witness, and we'll see what we're going to end up doing on this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Call Mr. Bryant. Mr. Bryant, will you say your full name?
Dante Bryant.
Okay. There's a picture of you. It looked like in military. When did you separate from the military?
2019, December 2019.
Okay. And what was the status of your separation?
Under honorable conditions.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your service. What do you do for a living, Mr. Bryant?
DoorDash.
All right. And the number that I spat out earlier, I have you making approximately $1,733.33 a month. Does that sound about right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You heard Miss Ojida's testimony earlier about the insurance. Her wanted to use the insurance through her work. Do you have an opinion there? Would you prefer to do that? Would you prefer the court to consider something else?
That's fine.
Okay. All right. I take it you're not in agreement with supervised visitation?
Correct.
Okay. What kind of a relationship would you say you have with your daughter?
We have a good relationship.
She knows who you are?
Yes.
When's the last time you saw her?
I believe October 9th for her dentist appointment.
And before then?
I'm not sure. Probably for her birthday.
And her birthday is in July?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How come you've not been able to visit more regularly?
Because she won't allow me to. I try to get in contact with her. She changed her number. She's been purposely keeping my daughter away from me.
Okay. And why do you think that is?
So she can put me on child support.
All right. Your Honor, I think that's probably, well, I guess I could ask him a few more questions about the non-disclosure.
Because I'm getting ready to go ahead and appoint Ms. Gustafson as the child's lawyer and make recommendations concerning visitation and everything else going forward.
Then that's it, Your Honor. I pass the witness. I would ask if I could have a minute to calculate. I was working off of slightly different numbers than what I heard.
All right, folks, I'm gonna let the state give me the math on some temporary child support, but I'm getting ready to come up with a temporary order. Some form of temporary order, but until but I want the child's lawyer to come back with a more permanent circumstance where I can figure out what we're gonna do as far as visitation going forward. If I was to set up something, do you have a problem being the one supervising the visits until I get my ad litem report and recommendations from her, ma'am?
No, I don't have a problem with that.
All right. All right. Before the dentist appointment, what's the last thing y'all did as far as visitation? How did y'all do that?
It was the summer and we have like a neighborhood pool, so they went to the pool over there. But we usually do that.
Have you ever picked the child up by himself and taken her off for a couple hours and brought her back? Anything like that?
Not since her diabetes diagnosis. He doesn't know how to take care of her because she has a pump and stuff. So I just wanted him to do the class for that.
Okay, well, I'll let y'all we'll see about setting that up, but I'll let the ad litem make recommendations about that. But in the interim, I'm looking at going ahead and appointing a lawyer to represent the child, setting up temporary child support, temporary cash medical, some type of temporary visitation package, and let the ad litem make recommendations going forward of what the visitation package should be and how it should be set up. And obviously, if the father has to take training to see the child's medical attention, well, I've done dozens of those orders over the years, so that's not a problem. But the norm is, folks, I'm looking at setting something up on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays for a couple of hours. This is a small child. So I mean, an hour and a half, because that's about as long as their attention span's not even gonna be anything close to that. And because it's only gonna be an hour and a half, I'm on the line making it at a McDonald's or a Burger King or something where there's actually a little playground that she can play in for an hour. But I'm looking at doing that on Saturdays if the father's schedule is conducive to that, until we come back and the ad litem makes a more permanent recommendation of what we can do as far as visitation, and setting up temporary child support, temporary cash medical, and coming back and getting the ad litem's recommendations going forward, what we're looking at. So I'm gonna start with you, sir. If I was to set you up on every Saturday or every Sunday for an hour and a half at a neutral spot with mom there with the child, is there a problem?
No, sir.
All right, how about you, ma'am?
No problem.
Saturday or Sunday, which works best for you, sir? I know you do DoorDash, so I think Saturday's your busy day, but Sunday be better.
Sunday is fine.
How about you, ma'am?
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, McDonald's in Harker Heights, well, actually, I think this coming Sunday might not be the best. Starting next week, look like we're going back into the 70s, and of course, there's the park right there in Harker Heights as a possible spot also. So what I want to go ahead and do is do it on Sunday at 12 noon to 1:30 at the park at Harker Heights, right off of well, I forgot the name of it. It's right off the main heights. It's barely a 4-iron off the highway. So so you know the main park I'm talking about right there near the highway, ma'am?
I think so.
Yes,
The one like by IHOP and stuff, that one?
Yeah, one behind IHOP. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and if the weather's not good, I'll have y'all move over to McDonald's across the street, okay?
Okay.
All right, but that's every Sunday, starting this coming Sunday from 12 noon to 1:30. I'm gonna go ahead and appoint Ms. Gustafson as the attorney representing the child. She's gonna do a home visit with both of y'all. She's gonna make recommendations going forward, what the visitation should be. But I want to get Dad to at least that first standard I told everybody about this morning, for that 4 hours on the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month. I want to get him to that as soon as possible. But sir, if you've got to take a medical class to learn how to take care of your daughter's medical circumstances, get that information from mom, get that set up, and get it going before the ad litem even gets in contact with you. Or if you need ad litem help to do that, she can help you with that also. But again, I'm going to appoint Janet Gustafson as your child's lawyer, And I'm looking at trying to get back here sometime late next month to come up with some type of final order based on your current circumstances. But the bottom line is here, I've got to set up child support based on what you earn, sir. And visitation, ma'am, based on a standard possession order. The child's still under the age of 3, so I can tweak that order a little bit. But I'm looking at getting dad, y'all live close enough by it, getting dad your standard possession order as soon as possible based on your circumstances and the child's medical circumstances. So I'm gonna start back with you, sir. I'm looking at coming back here in March, sometime in March or early April. But until then, I'm setting up that package of every Sunday. Is there anything else you're gonna ask me to do before we have to come back in March or April, sir?
No, sir.
How about you, ma'am? All right, Mr. Diamond, what's the math on the child support, the cash medical, and the dental, based on what mom's certain? Because yeah, that's some very, very high insurance, man. But obviously, you got a child with special needs that might be part of the factor of why it has to be so high. So
Yeah.
So, Your Honor, I calculate 9% is 156 for the medical, and then 1.5% would be 26 for the dental.
all right. And the current child support after those 2 months are taken out, sir, would be
273, Your Honor.
all right, folks. That's what I'm looking at making as far as the temporary order. Child support 273, cash medical 157. Is that correct?
I have 156, Your Honor.
Sorry, I was sure you said 67. Okay, 156. And the dental is again what?
26, Your Honor.
All right, okay, that's why I got to mix up 26.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm looking at doing that temporary order for visitation. That's starting this Sunday. I'm gonna make order you folks to start using AppClose to set everything up with the visitation on this going forward. It's a free app. It's the best. It's the #1 parenting app in the country. So it's called AppClose. It has a texting function. It has a FaceTime function. It has all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and have y'all use that going forward to make sure and sir, I want you to confirm at least about Saturday at 6 p.m. that you're going to be at the park or at McDonald's the following day at 12 noon. All right. So, but again, I want you to confirm that way. Mom will know to be there with the child, because you getting there is nothing. Getting packing a 2-year-old up, getting them somewhere is a production. I remember it well, and I got grandkids now that are going. That I remember it well. It's not a distant memory anymore. So yeah, so that's what I want to do on that. And I'll start with you, sir. Is it also okay for the state to give the ad litem, Ms. Gustafson, your child's lawyer, your contact information? In other words, your address and your phone number, sir.
Yes.
Is it okay with you also, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, so she's gonna be in contact with both of y'all. I'm going to go ahead and look at spring break. Really messes up next month. I lose a week because I learned a long time ago, parents, kids, nobody shows up, lawyers with kids don't show up during spring break for child support court. So I lose that whole week. So let me look and see what I've got here.
Your Honor, Miss Walker's just messaged me. I have some dates if the court would like to hear them.
Okay, any dates that Ms. Gustafson's already gonna be here on any of those?
Oh, yikes. So yes, Your Honor, although I realize she has 3 already, both of those days. So she sat on the hybrid docket in April, and that's only 1 case. But then she has 3 on March the 7th, and then April the 11th, she has 3 also. So I would respectfully request if we could get another day, because it seems like when we pack that many in, we end up just kicking everything down the road.
Okay, then. All right, so she said she's gonna be on the hybrid docket already?
Yes, sir. She's on the hybrid docket for April 3rd.
And what's the other day she's there, in April she's here?
It's the 11th, Your Honor.
Okay. How about the 9th? Okay, now the 9th's not, I'm sorry, how about, anything on the 9th already?
Working on it, Your Honor. No, sir. The only item who's on the docket is Miss Lambert that day.
All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all on the April the 9th docket for a reset, and by then the ad litem should be able to complete our investigation, and you can get a final order on that date. So that's a good 45 days out, and that should be plenty of time for her to make any and all recommendations as necessary and visit both of your households to make those recommendations. Part of the ad litem's job is to actually visit the household. Because COVID's back up, she may want to make that a video visit, but she will have to make those visits, and then she'll make a recommendation going forward. So anyway, I'm looking at a reset on that April the 9th date, folks, and that's a Joan docket, and hopefully we can finalize this thing then. All right, Ms. Ogita, questions or anything else you need to add at this point, ma'am? Anything else, ma'am?
No.
All right, how about you, Mr. Bryant?
No, sir.
All right, see y'all all 6 days before tax day. Yes,
I'm sorry, begging your pardon, Your Honor. I did have a couple. So the first question, Your Honor, is was there a ruling on the non-disclosure?
I'm saving that. There've been no convictions, however, ma'am, were there ever any police reports made in any manner, way, shape, or form as far as any of the incidents you testified to, or anything else in addition to those?
No, there was just 2 visits to the house and then the non-trespass, but I mean, that's really it.
All
Yeah.
right, well, I'm gonna hold off on the non-disclosure until we get a little bit more data, Mr. Diamond.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir. It looks like the park, I believe it's Carl Levin City Park.
Okay.
Is that, if that's correct? I think I'm more asking than telling.
All right, then. All right, folks. And again, you use app close. Tell them you're going to be there, and and when you show up, let them know where you're located through the app close. Okay.
Okay.
And
One
more question.
like it was this past Sunday, then go over to McDonald's and have I know they have a playground there, and I think it's an indoor one. I hope so. Yes.
One more question, please, Your Honor.
Yes.
So it looks like there's 2 McDonald's. It appears that the closer one of the two.
There's one right across 190 from the park, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know they had a second one. The only one I know, there's one down off of Stan Sluter, and I don't think there's only that one in Harker Heights proper. Is that correct, folks?
There's one on Indian Trail and one on 2410.
Oh, okay. Didn't know about the one on Indian Trail. Okay, never mind.
Oh, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, Your Honor. Indian Trail looks like the one that's right close to the highway. It looks like the one on 2410 is down a ways.
Okay. All right then. Well, the one across the street on the highway is the one on Indian Trail is the one I'm talking about then.
Yes,
right,
sir.
right across the street from HEB, correct? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, no, is there an HEB? I see a Target nearby. Yes, there is. Yes, sir. There is an HEB right there.
Okay, good enough. All right, folks, cooperate fully with the ad litem, and let's see where we can get going as far as a permanent visitation order and permanent child support and information and a court order that deals with them. Mr. Bryant, are you going to school or doing anything? You have any plans as far as your job future your job future, sir?
Yes, sir.
What
I
do you-
applied for a couple different jobs.
Okay. Well, you can update us on the jobs, and if you're going to use the GI Bill to get to do something, just let us know. But anyway, I'll see everybody back here on the 9th, and we'll see what we have. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, and we're off the record. And I'll see you guys in about 40 days, 45 days. Thank you.